Hey y'all, it's Chels with Cooking with Chels, and today we are making a crab stuffed salmon with a spinach cream sauce. This is gonna be full of flavor, it's gonna be so delicious, and I promise you, you're gonna wanna make enough for seconds. Let's get into how to make it. First thing we're going to do is prep our crab mixture. We are going to make the filling for our salmon. So we want to make sure that we get the right consistency and the right flavor. So I'm going to get a bowl and I'm going to prep everything and put it all together. So I am using lump crab meat. I also have some claw meat that I'm just kind of going to fill it with, but you definitely want to make sure that you're using a good grade and you want to use the lump crab because this is what's going to make the flavor pop. So we're just gonna start by opening our lump crab meat. You're gonna wanna get a separate bowl so you can prep everything and put it in the bowl. Be careful for my girlies who got nails, honey. Make sure you get you a spoon or a knife and open up those jars because we don't have time to break these nails. Okay, y'all, so I was moving a little too fast. You wanna make sure you make your filling first, the mixture that's gonna hold your crab together because you wanna be able to taste it, add more, and change what needs to be changed before you add it to your crab. So I got a separate bowl. We're gonna make our filling mixture in this bowl and then we'll pour it over the crab. We're gonna start off with a little bit of mayo. I'm gonna start with a couple of spoonfuls. We'll probably be at about half a cup. So we'll start there first. We're gonna add in a little bit of this Creole mustard. You can use Dijon mustard, you can use regular mustard. I just think that the Creole mustard is gonna give it a nice kick. Also, Dijon mustard will give it a nice kick as well. But you know what? Use what you got in your pantry, okay? We gotta use the groceries that we have. We're gonna add about a tablespoon. And then this has a strong flavor, you guys. So a little bit goes a long way. You want to make sure you taste it again so you can add or change the flavor up if needed. Of course, we're going to use our woo-woo sauce. That's what I call it. We're going to add in maybe about a teaspoon, a couple of drops. Just let the ancestors lead you. This also has a strong flavor to it, so a little bit goes a long way. So when you think crab cake, you gotta think Old Bay, okay? Anytime you are prepping any kind of seafood, shrimp, salmon, crab, you need Old Bay. Y'all know how I feel about my roasted garlic paste and my Italian paste. I put this in almost everything. So I'm just gonna add a little bit to this mixture. So we got the roasted garlic, and then we have some Italian herb paste. This is just gonna elevate the flavor. Some of the other seasonings that I'm going to be adding is, of course, my Tony's Cajun seasoning. I have Stovetop Yum Yum's original blend. This is a saltless Saison seasoning. My Taylor's Dip Dust, which is a garlic salt seasoning, some parsley and paprika. And of course, we're gonna add a little bit of lemon juice for some acidity. The lemon is definitely gonna give it a great flavor. I love to have a little twang with my food. Shoot, I need to go get my money back from these lemons. And yes, I'm gonna pick the seeds out, so when y'all don't be coming for me in the comments, we all right. You're gonna add in about a tablespoon of breadcrumbs. This is just gonna help the mixture stick together. And we're just gonna mix everything up and then we will add and or take away if needed. So this is gonna be so good. And I love making any kind of sauce or anything on the side. That way you can taste it, gauge it, add to it, remake it, because nothing is worse than making a sauce or buying a sauce, pouring it over your food and you don't like it. So always make sure that if you are making any kind of sauce or binder mixture that you can taste this. Taste your food, y'all. It's your food. Can't believe I almost forgot the hot sauce. We are in Texas. We put hot sauce on everything down here. Now looking at the mixture, I feel like I'm going to need a little bit more, but we're just gonna mix it all together and go from there. So let's taste it. That has good flavor. That has really good flavor. I don't think I want to add anything to it at the moment. We're just gonna pour this over our crab and we're gonna go from there. Okay, now we're just gonna put everything together. And why I love tasting my sauces is because, again, you can add or you can take away. I had a friend during COVID. We were together every day. That was my quarantine buddy. And we cooked almost every day, obviously, because you couldn't really go anywhere. And we would cook. And one day we were cooking and she was like, what do I put in this? And what do I put in that? And how do I season? And I was like, you got the same seasonings that I got. And I've been over here for the past 2 weeks and you've been watching me cook this food. And I said, just taste it. And she was like, huh? While she was cooking. And I'm like, taste it. Taste the food. And she was like, you're right. And I'm like, yeah, we're not going to wait to the end to taste our food. So after that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how many of you guys, may or may not taste your food as you go. Now, obviously you can't taste the food if it's, raw chicken or anything, but if you have the opportunity to even put your seasonings in a little bowl on the side, put all your seasonings in the bowl, mix it up, taste it, then sprinkle it over your chicken, then sprinkle it over your fish, like go from there. But definitely make sure that you are tasting it so you can make it how you want it. Okay. Cause I'm gonna make my food how I want it. So now I'm just gently folding everything together. You don't want to break up too much of that lump crab meat. So we're just trying to fold it together. I might add a dollop of mayonnaise to this, but let's just see. Let's just keep on folding. You don't want to mix it real hard. You just want to fold everything in. We are going to add a drop of woo-woo sauce. I added a spoonful of mayo, a teaspoon or a couple drops of my woo-woo sauce, about another half a tablespoon of the Creole mustard, because I just want to make sure that I'm keeping the integrity of the mixture since I added just a little more mayo. So again, take your time, add a little bit at a time. This is the consistency you want. Now that we have our mixture together, we're gonna put this to the side and then we're gonna start on our salmon. So we're gonna clean it, pat it dry, season the salmon, because again, we season everything around here. And then we're gonna stuff it with our mixture. Started on prepping our salmon. So we're just gonna get it cleaned up. I'm just trying to take the skin off of it. You just get a good knife that can just glide through the salmon. And once you get to a certain point, you should be able to just pull it off. So now that my salmon is clean, I am going to just pat it dry. You want it as dry as possible because you want to make sure that the seasonings stick and that your binder, because we're going to be adding oil, like everything is just going to stick together. So make sure you remove as much water as you possibly can. So now we are going to cut up the salmon into the size pieces that we want. So it's looking like we'll be able to have 4 nice size pieces. So we'll just cut that here. And we'll cut it here. All right, so now we are going to cut the salmon in the middle and then create 2 little pockets on the side so we can put our crab mixture in those little pockets. And you want to make sure you have a good knife when you're doing this, because see how my knife is just gliding through? You don't want to tussle with your salmon, okay? Make sure you have good knives. And I got this knife set on Amazon. It was like $100. And it was, I forgot how many pieces came, but it comes with all the different pieces that you need. We want to make sure every piece gets seasoned. Now we're just gonna add a little bit of olive oil to each piece, and then we're just gonna rub everything in so we can just make sure that every nook and cranny of this salmon is nice and seasoned. Now we are just rubbing everything in. We're gonna take that seasoning and rub it on the back side. And you want to get in those little pockets too. Perfect. So now that our salmon is nice and seasoned, our crab mixture is prepped, I am going to heat my oven to 375 so it can be ready by the time we put it in the oven. I'm also going to melt a little bit of butter and I'm going to put it in my cast iron skillet, and then I'll lay my salmon fillets in my cast iron skillet and we'll just pop it in the oven and let it cook. Perfect. So now let's stuff this salmon. Ooh, this is going to be so fire, y'all. And I wish y'all could smell it. It smells good in here. It's a little dollop, or not big dollops, okay? We want to make sure we got nice size filling. So for a little razzle dazzle, because I had some in the fridge, we're gonna add a little bit of cheese on top just to add a little pizzazz. This is gonna be so good. It's like, you know, when you're cooking something, you just know it's gonna come out bomb. That's how I feel. Of course, we gotta add some paprika and some parsley for a little more razzle dazzle, of course. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we are just gonna take a stick of butter and we are just going to coat the bottom of this pan. The salmon already has enough oil on it, so I didn't want to add more oil. So the next best thing is just a little bit of butter. Just enough space. All right, y'all, it's ready for the oven. I'm telling y'all, this is gonna be so fire. Okay, next we are going to work on our spinach cream sauce. So I have a shallot, some spinach, and I'm gonna use a lemon. So this is going to be a very easy recipe to make the sauce, and it's gonna come together so beautifully, and it's gonna be perfect on top of that salmon. So I am tearing off the stems for my spinach. I don't want thick stems in my sauce. I know it'll cook down, but just for my sauce, I'm gonna remove as much of this as I can. And then I'm going to rinse my spinach and then I'm going to cut it up. So we all know that spinach cooks all the way down. So I'm gonna add in a nice amount of spinach. Now I'm just going through back to my spinach and I am just ripping it into small pieces. No real technique here, you guys, just getting some anger out. Okay, y'all, now we are about to start on this spinach cream sauce. So I am going to add, I'm gonna add half a stick of butter, y'all. This is a good, delicious recipe, not a healthy recipe. We're gonna let that melt down. If you want to make a quick and easy flavorful sauce, all you need is some heavy whipping cream and some cream cheese. I got the garlic and herb cream cheese. I might throw in a little bit of Italian cheese. We'll see when we get there, but this garlic and herb is just going to elevate the flavor. And make sure you are melting everything on a low to medium. You guys know how we make sauce around here. You need to go low and slow. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this other half a stick of butter in here because I'm gonna need it. I know me and my family are gonna eat it. So let's just go ahead and add some more butter. All right, we're gonna add in our shallot and we are just gonna let this saute. Ooh, it's gonna become nice and fragrant. We're gonna add in some seasonings. We got some Old Bay. We got a little bit of the Sazon and a little bit of cayenne for some heat. And now we're gonna add in our spinach. And we're just gonna give everything a nice mix. Oh, that smells good. I wish y'all could smell what's going on up in here. Now we're gonna add in some heavy cream. And now we're gonna give it one big scoop of cream cheese. And this is gonna help thicken it up real good. All right, now we're just gonna squeeze in some fresh lemon juice. But there we go. Like, you want it loose just a little bit. You don't want it too thick. I think that is perfect. Let's taste it. Oh, that's good. You guys, this is so bomb. Our salmon is done. Our sauce is perfect. And now we get to enjoy. Like, look at that. This stuffed crab salmon with this lemon spinach cream sauce is a 10 out of 10. Let's take a bite. Chels, you did it again, girl. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I think the acidity from the lemon and the sauce is just pairing so nicely with the crab. Like, this is delicious. Y'all have to try this one out.